Hello everyone. Let us see how to create a large professional poster in Photoshop. So let us start. The first thing we'll do is we'll set up the document for our poster. Our poster has a width of 48 feet, that is 576 inches. We'll just put 576 in this input field and make sure that we have selected inches here. And then the height of our poster is 14 feet, that is 168 inches. And the most important thing to remember is the resolution. The resolution of our poster has to be very less because our file size is also important for us. If we put a very big resolution, our file size will be very high and we won't be able to work with that particular file. So we can put a resolution of 30 pixels per inch, right? And then we should not forget to give some name for our document. So the product for which we are doing a poster is Alpha Mobiles, right? And now we can simply click create, right? So now our document is created. The next important thing we are supposed to do is we need to create a bleed. So first we will create guides and then we will create a bleed. So here we have guides. We can activate the guides or hide the guides or show the guides by using the command Ctrl+H in PC or Command H in Mac. Right. And what is a bleed? See, a bleed is an area outside our document that will not be appearing in the printed paper, but it is important to create a bleed because we have to give some empty space, empty room outside our content, and our background should extend till the edge of the paper. That is very important. So that is why we need to give some bleed. So how we can give bleed? So we need to simply go to image menu and here we have the option canvas size. We will give a bleed of 2 feet, that is 24 inches. So here we need to give a value of 24 and this 24 inches bleed will appear on all sides of our document, right? And we can just turn on the relative here. If not, what will happen is the number 24 will be added to the figures 576 and 168. So it will be a little bit confusing for us. So let's turn on relative and then now we can just click OK. So now we can see the outer border. This outer border is called the bleed area. So we will also create a guide for our bleed. So this is the starting point of our poster. So we need to start our poster in this way, right? So once our poster is ready, the next step is we'll create a simple gradient color for our poster. So we can just unlock the background and just double click on the layer to open the layer style dialog. In the layer style dialog, here we have the gradient and we are giving a very simple gradient here. Let's not give a colorful gradient. It will be too messy, a simple gradient that has a simple blue color on one side and white color on the other side, and we can also give a dark bluish color, so something like this, so we can see here. And also we will reduce the opacity so that the blue is not too dark, so we can just reduce the opacity for the gradient. And we can also just move the gradient, we can move it wherever we want, but we just want it to be at the center like this. That's it. And we can also change the angle of the gradient here, so we can decide which side the gradient has to be. So that's it. So here we have a very simple background that has a blue color as well as the white color. Right. So now our background is completed, and make sure you give name to your layers. So we'll give the name background. Right. So the next thing we are supposed to do is we will get the product for our poster. The product is this mobile phone. So what we'll do is we will select this mobile. So we can simply use the object selection tool, and we can just click on select subject. Right. So our mobile phone is selected, and we can fine tune the selection. We can just check here if our mobile is completely selected. We can just do add to and subtract from to select or remove the selection from important areas. Right. So now our mobile phone seems to be selected. So now we will just mask the layer. So here we have the mask at the bottom of the layers panel. Right. And now what we'll do is we will just right click on the mask thumbnail and we'll select apply layer mask. Right. So now we can only see the mobile phone. The entire background is removed. So now what we'll do is we will simply right click on the layer and we'll select convert to smart object. Right. We need to convert it to smart object because we have to preserve the quality. Right. So we'll simply drag the mobile phone here and we will scale the mobile. This is a very important step. Whatever objects we are bringing inside our poster, we have to convert them to smart object because smart object will preserve the quality of the objects. That's very important. It will not lower the resolution. Right. So the next thing we'll do is we will just start putting the text content. But before that we also have to give some extra designs to our poster. So the design is simple. We'll be creating 3 rounded rectangles that have a roundness of 200 pixels. Here we have just put a value of 200 pixels for the rectangle tool so that it will become a rounded rectangle. Right. So now we'll select the rectangle tool and then we will just create a rounded rectangle. We will give red color to this particular rectangle, and also we will turn off its stroke, and for fill we will give a gradient, reddish gradient. So what we'll do is, so here we have the gradient, so we will simply select a dark red and a light red gradient, and we will also change the gradient style to reflected. and we will ensure that the center color is light. We can just click this reverse option, right? And also we will make the light color a little bit dark, right? Now this looks better, right? So now we will do the same thing. We will take one more rectangle and we will make it a little bit small, and then what we'll do is, for this particular rectangle we will give a blue color, or we can say a blue color gradient. So just like the red one, we will just use light blue and dark blue. So that's it. And we will take one more rounded rectangle, and for this one we will give yellow. So yellow, red and blue, these are primary colors. So just we have given a light yellow and dark yellow. That's it. So now we have created this design. We will select all these rectangles and we will activate the transform tool. We will make them small. We will extend these rectangles till the bleed area, right? And we will create a group and we will rename the group as rectangular designs, right? And we will take one more duplicate of this group, right? And then we can just drag this and place it on the right side. So we have simple designs, and we will also do one thing here. We will just change the positions. So we have to just change the position of the red. So something like this. It should look something like this, right? This looks better. So now these designs are complete. So now we need to put the text content. So we'll first select our mobile phone and we have to rename the layer mobile, and we will scale it down a little bit because we need enough room for the text, right? The content for the poster is over here. So now we will properly select the content and place it inside our poster, right? The title of our poster is Alpha Mobiles. So first we will type the title. So we'll select the type tool. We'll just create a text block in this way, and we'll remove the default text and we will just type Alpha Mobiles, right? The size of the text is too small because our document size is too big, so we have to increase the size. Let's put 1200 points here. So this is the way we increase the size. We can increase it even further, right? Right. So the next thing is we will put the caption for our mobile phone, or we'll say mobile shop, elegance and endurance. So we'll just copy this and we will select the type tool. We'll just create a text block and then we will remove the default text We'll slightly reduce the size of the text. We'll put 600 points and we will paste the text. Right. So here we have the caption. So we can just increase the size of the caption. I think 600 is not sufficient. So we can select let's say 800. Right. Now this looks better. And what we'll do is we will create a rectangle tool and we will just put the roundness to 0. We don't want roundness for the rectangle, and we will just create a border around this caption, something like that. And we will turn off the fill, and we will also select the stroke color as brown, and we will increase the stroke size. So we can see here. We'll now put this content which is about the discount offers. So what we'll do is we'll simply copy the text and we will create an ellipse tool. We will place the text over an ellipse. So what we'll do is we'll simply create an ellipse. If we want perfect ellipse, we have to hold shift and create the ellipse. So something like this. And now what we'll do is we'll give some nice attractive colors to this. So we will simply click on this fill and we will apply a gradient. We will apply a reddish gradient. Make sure that we select light red and dark red. And we will also change the gradient style to radial. And make sure that light color is at the center. So something like this. And the light color has to be a little bit dark. Right. Now this looks better. And we will slightly increase the size of the ellipse and make sure that we don't stretch the ellipse. It should remain a perfect ellipse. Right. Now what we'll do is we will create one more ellipse just inside this, and we will place it exactly inside. We'll make it small, and this one we'll make it as a stroke. We don't want fill, we only want stroke. So we'll turn off the stroke and we will only select we will turn off the fill and we will only select stroke, and we will apply a yellow stroke, and we can slightly increase the size of the stroke. Right. So we can see a yellow stroke. Right. So now what we'll do is we'll select the type tool and we'll create a text block, and we'll remove the default text and we'll paste the text that we have just now copied. Right. And now we will get this one inside this ellipse. We can slightly make it small. Right. And we will change its color to pure white. Right. White looks bright on red color background. Right. And also we can change the text font to Times New Roman. Times New Roman bold. And for our alpha mobiles we have used impact font. There is some empty space on the right side. So in this empty space we will put the next content. So here we have the content, new brands of your choice, visit today. We'll simply copy this text and we'll select the type tool, create a text block and paste the text. Right. So we can give it a dark brownish color, and also we will change the text style to bold italic. We will use the same Times New Roman font, and we can slightly increase the size of the text. We can just put 820 points here. Right. So we can slightly increase it. I think 820 is not too big. Right. And we have center aligned this text. Right. The next thing, we just have a little more content. So we need to put our shop's website address. So here we have the website address. We will just copy it, and we will put the website address on the top right corner. We'll just remove the default text and we will paste the text that we have copied. And the one thing is we have to make it a little bit small. We don't want this much big text. We will just put 700 points. I think it's still not small. We'll put 600. Right. Now it looks better. And we'll put it on the top right corner. Make sure that you place the website address a little bit inside the document boundaries. Don't put it close to the document boundaries. It doesn't look nice. Right. The next thing we have to do is we also have the address of our mobile shop. So we will just copy the address and we will place the address over here below the title. So we'll just remove the default text and we will just use impact font for this, and we will paste the text. And also we will reduce the size of the text. We can put 500 points, and just we need to adjust it properly. So we'll just create 2 lines of text. That's it. Right. This looks better. So our content is all placed. Now all we have to do is we have to export our poster. To export our poster, first thing we are supposed to do is we need to convert all these layers into smart objects. So we'll select all the layers and simply we will right click and just select the option convert to smart objects. So now everything in our poster has become a smart object, become part of a smart object. Now the next thing we are supposed to do is we have to convert our poster to CMYK color mode. So why we need to convert it to CMYK color mode? Because printers are compatible for CMYK colors. While we are designing, we might see dark colors, but when we give output to printers, we might see lighter colors. So there will be a difference. So if we don't want to see the difference, we have to change the color mode to CMY. So simply we need to go to image menu and we'll select mode, and here we have the option CMYK color, and immediately a message pops up. Changing modes can affect the appearance of smart object. Rasterize smart objects before mode change. So let's select don't rasterize. We don't want to rasterize the smart objects, and we'll simply click OK. Here also there is a message. You are about to convert CMYK using US web coded. We'll simply click OK. Right. Now our poster appears a little bit light. The colors in our poster are lighter than what were they before. Now we can simply save our poster as a JPEG file. So simply we need to go to file and we'll select save as. We'll select the JPEG format and we will put the name for our file Alpha Mobiles Poster. That's it, and we will simply click on save, and we will see the final output. So this is our poster. It is ready for print. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please do like, subscribe, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.